Tina, I have a question for you. Why do you hate that band that's headlining the Family Values Tour so much?
Raw time.
Top shelf Zaza disrupted my circadian rhythm.
All my friends are dead and they don't like me anymore. They've moved along, they've changed, and now they find me quite a bore. Way back then it was okay to be a little weird, but all my friends are dead. Welcome, lovebirds, to your favorite romantic show, 10minutedailyvideo.net, your seductive place for 10-minute daily videos.net. I'm your host, Malcontent. Today we're going to talk about a movie called The Linguini Incident. Hey, Twin Towers. The Linguini Incident was also released as Houdini and Company, The Robbery, and Shagorama, which is a choice. It was a 1991 comedy crime thing starring Rosanna Arquette and David Bowie. All right, we're going to stop reading that now. I already know this stuff. If you hadn't heard of this movie, as far as I know, it's just been kind of out of print for a really long time. Some distribution company got it out and it was on Amazon. We watched it and really, really liked it.
No, it's not the communist bloc. There is no communist bloc anymore, is there?
And promptly put it in the back of my head for whenever I would think about movies again, which is now. I want to sell you on this movie in the first 10 minutes. It's got some of the best scenes within the first 10 minutes, and I didn't even see the first 10 minutes when I watched this movie. Usually personal anecdotes about how you see a movie isn't terribly interesting, but I walked in on this scene.
By putting a ring of pineapple in my mouth, in this way. My crafty teeth are no longer available for biting and fraying knots.
And I watched the rest of the movie. But what's funny is the beginning of this movie is actually really, really economical. They have a text crawl type thing like in Star Wars, but rather than it being over a black screen and it's a bunch of stuff that you have to get to, it's a bunch of really quick sentences that explain what's going on because the scene is kind of crazy.
This place is a palace of treasure. We're rich and getting richer.
With a bunch of accompanying scenes with the characters in question. You're reading it and you're seeing the scene and you're getting a good idea who these characters are in a way that other movies don't. It's very economical. I like the idea that they put this seed into the heads of the audience that all the waitresses fantasize about robbing the place. Because that'll be relevant later when it gets kind of absurd. The Linguini Incident is a really, really, really good movie in that it does a lot of things that I find unexpected. Novelty these days is in short supply, and apparently the 90s is like the last bastion of any novelty that we can even dig up. Without spoiling too much, it's about a waitress who wants to be a magician.
What is it that you do, Lucy? Magic.
Her falling for a con man and who does bad with bets, makes bad bets with bad people. Oh yeah, also the billionaire owners are the villains.
I have such a crush on her.
You have such a crush on everybody.
No, I have a special crush on her.
They do this really obnoxious, gross behavior with the waitresses and are turned down summarily by them. It's pretty great.
I feel that it's demeaning, terribly demeaning,
to have to sit up here and wear this disgusting hair pretzel.
There's no scene where any waitress turns around and decides to marry one of these two idiots. They're portrayed as the shallow buffoons that all billionaires are. It's great. It's very ahead of its time. David Bowie is really charming, but really the star of the show, Arquette. Lucy, I love Lucy. She's so good.
Oh, he's not Czechoslovakian. He's an English rodeo star.
Told me he was in a coma for 8 years.
Oh, yeah, well, he told me he was a human cannonball.
Told me he's got a face on his dick. What? Just kidding.
You know, this Valentine's Day, there are a lot of romantic movies that you can watch, and, you know, I think,
Oh!
What are you laughing at there, David?
Don't you have egg on your face? Not so funny now, is it, there, temporal boy?
What are you talking about?
In your timeline, Valentine's was like a week ago. Oh, now I get to bully you about being out of time and space. Look at this. Oh, the shoes on the other foot, isn't it now, buddy? Ooh. Okay, let me do the weather. On this Valentine's Day. Just kidding. On this 22nd of February. Yeah, I got it right this time. 2025. Yeah, I can do it. Yeah, got this. Blue skies and golden sunshine. Probably. Okay, bye.
Out of time and space, David Lynch just bullied me. Oh, okay, I have to interrupt the credits really quick. Whew. Okay, so I was discussing this movie with super producers. We're just gonna keep saying that super producer is hard to say. It's not. Super producer. Okay. At any rate, adding perps is the hard part. Oh, I just figured that out. Oh my God, why am I interrupting you? All right, you're interrupting the credits because, like, all right, have you ever seen Bob's Burgers? All right, so Bob's Burgers will often do like these like trilogy episodes, triptych episodes where they do references to movies, and it's usually the kids telling a story or the parents telling a story, but it's like fantastical, and it's most of the time it's like a movie reference or like a fantasy or like a fairy tale reference or whatever. Okay, so now I want you to imagine, okay? Woo! All right. They, for some reason, they have to rob Jimmy Pesto's place, okay? And Jimmy Pesto is the owner or whatever, or the fish owners own it or whatever, and you have the fish owners come in as the billionaires, and you have Louise be Lucy as the escape artist girl, and you have Rudy, be Monty in this scenario, and then you fill in I don't know who all the characters would be otherwise, and you call it the Pesto Incident. Now, you either make it a whole episode and just like make it a whole reference thing as the A-plot of an episode where you actually have to steal from Pesto, but I think it'd be better if it was like one of those little fantasy segments. Okay, Bento Box. Is it Bento Box that still does that show? Whatever. Hey, guys that make Bob's Burgers. Money my face. Put money on my face.